Hi and good morning to you all. My name is Anifobi Choma Cynthia, a personality therapist, and you're welcome to my first episode on Personality Talk Show. Okay, today I just want us to briefly talk on something very important, and I term it differences between loneliness and alone. We can say the difference between loneliness and alone. Oftentimes, people confuse these two words, loneliness and alone. We just tell you, I'm feeling alone, and sometimes they will say it in the other way around. But I just want to clear the ground on these very two words. They are two separate words without similarities, or a kind of little similarities, but they are not the same. Okay, the word loneliness has to do with a kind of feeling that comes with sadness when when you're being hot, or when you feel hot, not having someone around you. It has to do with feelings of being caused by someone caused you to start feeling that you are lonely. It has to do with a sad feeling caused by someone else. Then alone has to do with you not having anybody around you, like physically you don't have anybody around you. Like I am now, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. Just get these two words. You can be alone and you're not lonely. You can be lonely and you're not alone. These are two things that are confusing, but I want to clear this ground today. So you being alone is when you don't have anybody around you, when nobody's around you, you're not surrounded by anybody. But when you're lonely, that means you have this feeling of sadness that is being caused by someone else. It now makes you to start feeling bad, either about yourself or about the persons around you. That is loneliness. So to me, I classify this loneliness in two forms, or in two formats. The first one I call a positive loneliness, and the second one I term a negative loneliness. So let's start with the positive loneliness first. Positive loneliness is as an act of you being lonely, and is not being caused like listen, let me not take it too deep. Let me just say it with some examples. Like some persons are born, they have this innate attitude or attribute of being to themselves. It's not that they are lonely, but they are alone. Like in their mind, they are alone. They have this attribute of liking to be to themselves, not associating with anybody. They don't like to have so many friends. Whenever you see them, they are just being there. They are just there, like being to themselves. They don't like having a lot of things to come and bother them. This is just their lifestyle. It's their personality. This is who they are. It's their real identity. They don't have to frame it for anything. These are the person, they are born with this innate attitude that they like being to themselves. They like being alone. Like you don't have to come and exchange. It doesn't mean it has to do with a positive loneliness. They are lonely. We are seeing them, they are lonely because this kind of attitude will make them they won't feel that nobody is with them, but they even like it. They have this, they create this comfort zone for themselves that they don't care if somebody comes to their life. They don't care if somebody moves out of their life. They find it very okay living in that around that their ages. But when it comes to deal with negative loneliness, that is where I want us to concentrate today. Negative loneliness. This has to do with, this is not my lifestyle. This is not my pattern. This is not who I am. I'm the kind of person that likes to associate with persons. But at the end of the day, because of one of two factors that hurts people's emotion, they attach themselves to loneliness. Yes, I don't know if you get me. Some persons, when we talk about negative loneliness, this has to do with you as a person. Your real personality doesn't warrant you being lonely. But because of one or two factors that hurts your emotion, mind you, I said loneliness has to do with your emotions. When you are hurt emotionally by persons around you, you start feeling lonely. Then, when you are being hurt emotionally by persons, that is not who you are. You don't like staying alone. But because people hurt you, you now want to find a comfort zone for yourself. You now start staying alone. Like, you don't want anybody around you for that moment of when you feel like you want to think. This kind of loneliness will lead people to start being alone. Start planning on how to make suggestions for themselves. Start making plans for themselves. And things that can lead you to negative loneliness as things like robbery attack. Don't mind my tone. Robbery attack. When you are exposed to robbery. When people bully you. Yes, when people bully you. When you are exposed to robbery. When you have heartbreaks, that is when you start having negative loneliness. You start feeling negative. You start like, you make suggestions. You just want to put your hair straight. You just want to put your hair straight to something. That is when we start talking about negative loneliness. That is not who you are. But as a result of one or two things that happened, it now exposes you to negativity. You start making suggestions. You start making plans. Your head starts aching. You start trying to put yourself straight to something. That is negative loneliness. It is not who you are. But as a result of one or two factors, it exposes you to being lonely. Like being lonely. Yes. So today, I want to teach you that how to be alone without being lonely. Believe it or not, your past has a lot of role to play in your future, even in your presence. If you are the kind of person that place your life in a straightforward way, if you are the kind of person that is focused, you learn from your past, you put the work in your presence to create a future. That is why oftentimes people go into relationships, they will just come out of that relationship without knowing anything about themselves, without learning anything from that relationship. And you see them making that same mistake they made in the previous relationship in their very present relationship. And this will destroy their future relationship. Because when you don't learn from your past, you bring your past to your present, and your present will play a part in your future. And that is one thing people don't know. Yes, that is one thing people don't know. But when you learn from your past, you bring every single thing you have learned from your past to your future. Then you now create another thing from your experience from the past, the experience you had from your past. That is what will make you to adjust some things. Where you think you weren't at fault, you can leave it. When you think that is where the fault comes from, you adjust it so that it can suit your present and create a future. So telling you how to practically be alone without being lonely. Your past has a lot to play in your life. So it's okay for you to think about your experiences from the past. It's okay for you to try to create a space for yourself. But what isn't okay is you living with your past. Get this word. It is okay for you to try to bring your past to your future, just to make some corrections and adjustments. But what isn't okay is you living with your past. Because if you're the kind of person that has a past that is not worth emulating, you live with it. It will destroy your future. That is one thing about it. It will destroy your future. Your past has a role to play in your present. But don't just bring all your past to your present, because I know you're not perfect. So there are a lot of mistakes you might have made in your past. So you adjust it in your present so as to move on with your future. Presence comes with a lot of memories from the past. The memories can come in form of pictures. It can come in form of voices. It can come in form of a lot of things. Because in your present relationship, there is something that your man or your lover will do now. It will remind you of what your ex used to do to you. Yes, that is memory. Yes, present comes with memories from the past. You can't toss it away. You adjust and live with it. That is why you can't change your life for persons. You adjust your life. Because when you change your life, you are living it fake. But when you adjust your life, that is when you make amendments of where you are lagging behind before. So believe it or leave it, your present comes with memories from the past. It comes with a lot of imaginations. You will start feeling, I've had this kind of experience with my ex before. Exactly. You start feeling. You start feeling. So you can't toss your past away. You adjust to live with the present. Because you're creating a future, darling. You're creating a future. So you being alone without being lonely is when you adjust your past to live with your present. Because when you live with your past, you are living in a loneliness. You still live with those things that hurt you, with those emotions. You live with them. But when you adjust it, so it can suit your present situation. Sometimes you can be alone, but you're not lonely because you have left your past behind you. You adjusted your past to suit your present. If people bully you, I was once a victim of bullying. But I stood my ground. I walked myself out. I took all the emotions out of me. I adjust to live with my present. Now, you can't bully me. That thing I think people bullied me with. You see those bullies out there. You can't try it. But just know that this is life. Irrespective of how you look, or how you think, or how you behave, people will find a way to bully you. But it's okay. That is a topic for another day. So what's your present like? Are you still living in past? Because when you live in past, you're still living in loneliness. I can be alone now. I was once a victim of bullying. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. Practically, I'm not lonely. Because I adjusted my past to suit my present. I can have the memories of the past. Because I've suited my present. My past is a memory that I can even remember and laugh. I can even remember, make crack jokes with it. Yes, exactly. So to avoid loneliness, if you are the kind of person that your mind still mess with you, consult a therapist to put you through. Consult a therapist to put you through. Make new friends. Live your dear baby life, baby girl life. Yes. Exploit your environment. Move around. Stay around people that love you. People that are ready to tell you that you are strong. Create that mindset that is okay for people to toss you around. Create that mindset that we live, that every single day of our life we are likely to have some shade of experiences. But never live with your past. That is what keeps you lonely, even when you're not alone. Yes. So today, my darling, I think I'm able to clear this difference between being lonely and being alone. You can be alone and not lonely. You can be lonely and not alone. You feel lonely, but you still have people around you that are ready to make you feel all right. That are ready to take care of you. It's because you don't recognize them around you. That is how and why you feel you are still lonely. There are people out there who are ready to take care of you. There are people out there who are ready to cuddle you and every single day of their lives remind you how special you are to them. So why feel lonely? Why still live in your past? It doesn't worth it. It doesn't worth it. Stand your ground. Build yourself with courage. And you see yourself climbing that ladder of being courageous. Yes. Okay, we have come to the end of today, talking on being alone and being alone, the difference being lonely and alone. And so with this viewpoint of mine, I believe I've been able to clear ground concerning this talk, and stay tuned to my talk show for episode 2, and I believe you learned something and you're still going to learn more. I love you all, but God loves you more. My name is Agufobi Choma Cynthia, a personality therapist, and have a blessed morning. Yes, blessed morning. Yeah, bye.